to Brewing Success, where growth is the mission, change is the reward, and progress is the goal. I am your host, Andrea Gebhardt. I'm a former educator turned passionate entrepreneur whose desire to create impact has never wavered. I've spent the last decade teaching, mentoring, and coaching people on how to create success in their lives and businesses with proven strategies and systems that not only bring about change, but big results. When it comes down to it, teaching is my specialty, leadership is my jam, and inspiring you to live a bigger, fuller life is what I'm all about. This podcast will give you the knowledge and tools you need to brew success in almost any area of your life. You're going to walk away each week feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to step outside your comfort zone and into the next level of who you're meant to be. Now let's get into today's episode. I am often asked, what can I do to be more successful as a leader in my business, in life in general? And the answer is simple. It's not what you need to do. It's what you need to stop doing. It's more about the things you need to eliminate to elevate in any area of your life. And honestly, these transfer across all planes of life. In fact, I'm willing to bet that if you took what I'm about to share with you seriously and put it into practice, then you would start to see results almost immediately. Please note, however, that this is not a set it and forget it kind of change, meaning you can't just do it once and the benefits are reaped forever. No, this is an everyday kind of approach and process that will yield big changes over time. We're going to talk about 3 things you need to replace in your life right now, eliminate to elevate. So oftentimes we find ourselves evaluating how we spend our time and energy, and we do our best to make macro and micro adjustments in hopes to be more focused, productive, and ultimately successful, right? The problem with this is that we usually fall back into old habits and patterns and slip right back into the version of yourself that got you into the rut in the first place. And I want to help you change that today. I want you, for the first time, to make long-lasting, permanent changes, not just adjustments. Change is the process of becoming different. Adjustments, on the other hand, are only a small change, a minor correction, a modification. A modification is like changing out the hardware. A change is like replacing the whole cabinet door. Does that make sense? So what doesn't change stays the same. And whether you are new to this community or you've been around for a minute, you know our mission. Growth is our mission. Change is the reward, and progress is the goal. Change is the reward. I just love that. Change is the reward. If we aren't learning, growing, and changing, then what are we even doing? We are regressing, dying, becoming stagnant, which is not what anyone should aspire to do. So the 3 most common challenges that all people face that hold them back in this life, 3 most common. I just want to take a second. I'm going to pause and I just want you to think what the 3 most common challenges are. And if you get at least one of the 3, I want you to message me and tell me hey, I said this, you said this, right on the same page. I just want to know. So the 3 most common challenges that all people face that hold them back in this life are fear, excuses, and distractions, which are all fed, FED, right? You get it, fear, excuses, distractions, acronym in the making, by limiting beliefs, limiting thoughts, and debilitating behaviors. And today, we're going to work to change that by eliminating fear, excuses, and distractions with a simple replacement theory that, again, will not create immediate change, but result in long-term changes that will compound into massive results over time, which is pretty much how we make progress. The first thing is learning to replace fear. Fear. Fear is that normal, natural feeling we experience anytime we start something new, when we fail, when things aren't going as planned. We are more concerned with what we are going to lose than what we can possibly experience. First of all, remember that it is our brain, right? Like your brain's number one job is to keep you safe and protect you, also known as like survival. So we have to learn to decipher fear. We have to learn to understand what it is, where it's coming from, why it's happening, because our brain naturally is going to, want to protect us, like I talked about. And so you're going to have to learn how to decipher it. Is this situation, person, experience actually dangerous? Or am I feeling fear because I am unsure, uncertain, scared, nervous, worried? This is self-awareness. Once we realize that we are not in danger, we are able to then lessen that feeling of fear, recognizing we are okay and need to work through that feeling and ultimately the situation and or experience that has landed us there. But what if when we feel the fear kick in, we replace it with faith? So we're going to talk about replacing fear with faith. Faith is an interesting thing. Faith is defined as complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Being that fear is the opposite of faith, fear can be defined as a lack of trust in and confidence in someone or something. When we lack faith, we make more room for fear. I want you to hang on to that. When we lack faith, we naturally make more room for fear. People who are fearful are often lacking faith in themselves, and quite honestly, faith in a greater being. When we replace the fear filter with the faith filter, we start to see things differently. Our perspective changes, our mindset shifts, and it gives us this really incredible ability to move through life with appreciation and gratitude, which ultimately unlocks the biggest blessings that are waiting for us. So instead of falling for fear, I want you to start falling into faith. Don't be afraid of failing. Instead, be excited about what you might learn. Do not be afraid of the outcome. Anticipate instead where you could go. Replace your fears with the faith that it will all work out exactly as it is supposed to. Surrender, trust, and lean into the moments where fear lies, because fear is just that. Fear is a liar, and faith is what keeps you close to the fire. Oh, that was really good. Like, I think I need to turn that into a t-shirt. If I did, would you wear it? I'm just kidding. Well, maybe I'm not kidding. Speaking of creating things, I'm going to take a quick moment to tell you about this, but I wanted to help this incredible community, not just like make big progress in life, but also in your growth journey. So I created and have it made available a really neat resource. It's an interactive mentoring journal that goes along with the ABCs of leadership. And this is a great way for you to take a deeper dive into your leadership journey, elevate and evolve leaders in your teams, and take what you're learning and internalize it in a way that will show up in not just who you are, but how you lead. It's available on Amazon. We'll link it in the show notes, and you can order it direct from our Instagram page and from brewingsuccess.com, our website. So go check that out. All right, let's get back to it. I was just like, with the creating things, I have to tell you about this because I haven't really, it's just been out. A handful of people have got their hands on it. The feedback's already really incredible. Haven't even begun to start to promote it yet. So if you want to be the first ones to get your hands on it, run over to Amazon, grab it, utilize it, grow with it. Tell me all the ways it's helping you. And yeah, so the next thing that we need to replace are excuses. I think I once heard someone say that excuses are like moles. Everyone's got them and more than they realize. I think that is so funny. And if for a split second, your brain totally just went to try and count the moles you have, know this, you are my people. Because the minute I thought of that I heard that, I did the exact same thing. But seriously, we are professional excuse makers. We use excuses to get out of things, excuses to save face, excuses to explain why we're not able. Excuses are often the lies we tell ourselves to justify our actions. Excuses interfere with progress. That's why they're a problem. Excuses dilute purpose and destroy potential. We are quick to come up with an excuse as to why we can't do the things we should do and then wonder why results are always delayed. It is interesting because excuses are usually covering up the exact reason why we should. For example, someone says, I can't work out today, I'm too tired. That is the exact reason you need to go work out, to gain more energy. I can't start the business because I don't have the time or money for anything extra. Again, the exact reason why you need another stream of income, to create more money and get more time. Reasons really are disguised as excuses. And we've got to pay more attention to the excuses we make, as they will often reveal the reason for the actions we need to take. So let's replace excuses for why we shouldn't with reasons why we should. I can't start a business. I can't attend that training. I can't do this. My kids. Well, what if you change that to the reason why I need to go to that training, the reason why I need to start that business, the reason why I need to invest in myself is so I can become better for my kids. Make your kids the reason, not the excuse. Let's replace excuses for why we can't with reasons for why we can. Let's replace excuses of why we are not deserving with reasons of why we are. I just think that last one is so powerful. I want to nerd out on it for a minute, if that's okay. Think about all the ways and times you're like, I'm not deserving, I'm not worthy, and you list all the reasons why. Because your past, because your upbringing, because your financial situation, because your intelligence, your education, your skill, your ability level, like all those things. You tell yourself all the time why you're not deserving, why you're not capable, why you're not worthy. You can make a list so quick, but what if we change that, you guys? What if instead I list all the reasons why I am deserving, all the reasons why I am worthy, all the reasons why you are capable, and instead run with that? You see, when you begin to replace fear with faith and excuses with reasons, you begin to remove the biggest obstacle you will always face while you are on your journey. And that biggest obstacle will always be you. Now let's talk about that third thing that derails success faster than a group of horses in front of a marching band at the parade. I'm just gonna pause and wait for that one to catch up to you. Okay. Distractions. Distractions are everywhere. Distractions are things that compete for your time and for your attention. We all have them. We all battle them. And we all have at one time or another, or maybe currently, fall victim to them. Distractions are things like social media, household chores, that project that isn't a priority, that internet tab, that load of laundry, the thing that takes you away from what it is you should actually be doing, the thing that you should be focusing on. So what causes us to be distracted? It's so funny because like some of the most focused people, some of the most successful people, some of the most disciplined, consistent people fight distractions too. You're always going to. That's why we want to be equipped in this area so that we know how to tackle that challenge as we come to it, often for like ever. So it causes us to be distracted. Usually distraction is an avoidance tactic. We're looking to escape discomfort, anxiety. We're looking to escape the actual work, so that we have proof that we were never really capable. And we turn that into like a self-fulfilling prophecy. We can't get mad about the results we didn't get from the work we didn't do. And we can't be mad at ourselves for not doing the work because we were doing other things. This is a nasty little trap. And all the more reason that if we want to make progress and experience success, we're going to have to learn how to replace distractions with action. And I'm sure many of you were probably thinking I was going to say focus, but it also takes focus to be distracted. That's a whole other episode, but I digress. So we want to replace distraction with action. When you find yourself getting distracted, learn to self-regulate. Ask yourself, can this wait? Can I do it later? Is this important right now? Does this get me closer to my goals or does it take me further away? When you do a quick little rapid reflection in those moments when you find yourself distracted, it not only like reveals the obvious, but it also gives you the ability to snap out of it and snap focus back where it needs to be. Replacing distraction with action is key. Asking yourself questions. What should I be doing? Why does it matter? How will it help me accomplish goals? Will reinforce the actions you should be taking. Then put a plan in place. Pick a task, set a timer, get to work. Progress is only achieved when we get a little closer to the overall goal. Progress, you guys, it takes time. And if we are wasting our time on the things that do not matter, we block inspiration and motivation, and we diminish the value of the actions we take. Trust me when I say that it's not that you're not good. It's just that you're distracted. It's not that you're not capable. You are just distracted. It's not that you can't do it. It's just that you're distracted. Identify your common or regular occurring distractions and replace them with the actions required to achieve what it is you want to achieve. At the end of the day, when we die, there will still be laundry that needs to be done, a funny video on some platform that is being watched, or a streaming series that is being binged. But when you go, when you leave this place, your dreams go with you, unless you did what you needed to do to leave their lasting impact with those people you left behind. Stop wondering what you need to do to achieve success and start thinking about what you need to stop doing. Stop allowing fear, excuses, and distractions to wreck you. And instead, start allowing faith, reasons, and actions to direct you. You guys, thank you so much for joining me right here on Brewing Success, where growth is the mission. And as I said before, change is the reward and progress is the goal. If this episode got you thinking and you're ready to eliminate those things and replace them with what we know is going to allow you to make more progress, achieve more success, I want to hear all about it. I want you to reach out. I want you to shoot me a message, send an email, tell me what you're going to eliminate, tell me what you're going to start replacing it with. I can't wait to hear from you guys, and I can't wait to hear and see how this episode, this teaching really impacts your journey.